Hi everybody. Today we are going to take pomegranates and we are going to put them in jars so we can save them for later during the year. They should last up to a year once you can them and store them in a cool, dry place, as long as you've had them vacuum sealed inside the jars. So I'm going to put this in pause, and I'm going to take my gloves and put them on and show you how to cut open the pomegranate. Okay, we're going to take a knife, we're going to cut this off. And now you see it has all these little sections, these compartments. I believe there are some right here, and we are going to do little slices about here, here, there, there, and across there. We're going to do that all the way across. Don't go too deep because you don't want to cut the seeds open. Cutting just a little bit, probably about, I'm not doing 1/8 of an inch into the skin. So here. Oops, got a little bit too far up in there. So I have a container that has a 2-piece where it can pull out. I'm going to open this up and put those in there. So now I'm going to pry them open. Get some nice to kind of cut that off there. There we go. And pry them open. See how easy they come out once you cut them in the halves. See how easy that is? Then you're just going to undo these, peel them off, take them out, take the seeds out of the skins. Make sure you get all of them. And don't forget the ones that you might have cut off on the top. You can save those depending on how big they are. You can save those, just pry them out with a knife. Put those to the side. So now I'm going to take all of these and I'm going to put it in this container that you can see here. In the meantime, while I do that, I'm going to put you on pause and I'm going to cut open all of these. And I'm going to cut them open. I'm going to stick them inside the container. So I'm going to put you on pause and get that done. Okay, now that I have taken all of the seeds out, if you notice there is some of the skin from the inside in there, we're going to add some water. Now, notice how they all go to the top? I'm just going to skim them out. Want to come out. Now I'm going to move these around some because there were some at the bottom that were mixed in with okay, so you can use this, or just simply, if you don't have those, just go in and pick these out. That'll work the same way. The reason why I wore gloves earlier was because pomegranates seeds have the tendency, their juice has a tendency to stain your hands, so your hands will be really red afterwards, and they'll be red for a couple of days. So I'm just picking out all the skin. And if you don't get all of them, that's okay as well. I'm just going to keep stirring this until I pick them all out. Notice you have all the smaller ones, and you can either pick them out with your hand or get all these little pieces with your skimmer. That's going to help out too. Those are all so tiny. Stir some more so I can make sure I get all of them. So while I do that, while I clean out the rest of this, I'm going to put you on pause. Okay, in this next stage, I have drained out all the water. I've taken out all those little skins from the inside of the pomegranates. Now you're going to take these. Now these have been washed, soap and water, and the lids have been washed with soap and water. And you want to make sure they are sterilized. You can do a hot boiling of these two right before you can them, if you'd like to. I know some people do. But today I'm just going to fill these in so you can see. Just fill them in. I have pre-filled some jars in the back, but I'm going to show you what to do here. Now they say for every 2 ounces you put 2 tablespoons of sugar. However, I don't want to put 2 tablespoons of sugar because I have an 8 ounce here. I don't want to put a whole bunch of sugar. So I've got my teaspoon here. I like to use natural sugar whenever I cook. In my teas and my coffees, if I use sugar, I am using natural organic sugar. No additives in there. So I'm going to put 2 of them in here because in time, these lose a little bit of flavor. And I've done those to the ones in the back. Now this one is not going to be enough for me to can it, but hey, you know what? I'm going to eat this later. So I'm going to set this one aside. I'm going to eat that later. I've got my sugar in there. Now what I'm going to do is I've boiled some water. I'm going to pour water in there. Hot water. You want hot water. You can either use a toothpick, a chopstick, or you can use, some of you guys have canner, a piece like this, a spatula that came with it. You can use these to take it. You're going to push it down, and I like to turn it down, turn. Well, what I'm doing here is I'm taking out all the bubbles, because you don't want any of the bubbles inside. Okay, same thing you can do if you have the chopsticks. I push it in from the side and move inward, inward. I'm just making sure there's no bubbles. Now I want to make sure they lay flat. Some people use just a water on top of a clean paper towel or cloth and wipe down the rim. I've had a subscriber that suggested using vinegar, a white distilled vinegar on a napkin. That will sanitize it even more. And you always want to make sure there's nothing on the lid, on the rim, and nothing on the lid. Okay, so now I'm going to seal it. I'm not going to be too tight, but I'm going to seal it enough that it's closed. And then I'm going to water bathe all of these that I'm going to store later inside some water. And I'll show you those in just a moment. So now I'm water bathing these. I had put the 3 in there. And if you notice at the bottom, I have a metal plate. That's so that sometimes when you boil these, you don't want some to crack. I know I've heard that some people have said that some of the glass has broke. If you don't have one of these little tiny plates, you can also, I've done in the past, put a white cloth inside there at the bottom. That way the glass is not touching the bottom of the pan. And I've done that plenty of times before I had purchased or found one of these little plates. This is a plate with a bunch of holes in it. This is boiling for 20 minutes. Once they boil, I'm going to let it cool down and pull them out. Okay, I've let these cool down. I've removed them from the heat. We're going to pull them out, let them boil for 20 minutes. If you don't have one of these, I strongly suggest you get one of these when you're canning. It makes it so much easier to lift it. The water. Now we're bringing this over here. Same thing. Take all the water out. And same thing here. So now what I want to do is I'm going to wipe these down just a tad. Take these, wipe the lid off. What I'm going to do now is they're going to cool down. They're still not quite done yet, but once the heat starts to get to the lid, it's going to suck in the top, and you don't want this. You want it completely solid. So like this one's already getting there. There's no air in it. When I push down, it's hard. So you're going to take these, put them, if you don't have like a rack, which I do, but I use my rack for other things like dehydrating, which you can do other videos that I have as well. But in the meantime, for now, I like to put them on a paper, a cloth, and then with a dark cloth, oh, did you hear the pop? With a dark cloth, I like to cover it So you're going to cover these for the next 24 hours. And when you take these out, you take this out, all these, you press down on these to make sure that they are in tight and the lids are not, you can't push the lids in with your finger. Okay, so we're going to close those up and wait 24 hours. Please check out my other videos, click like and subscribe. In the comments below, please share your comments. I do like constructive criticism, as I am learning how to do canning. So if you're just learning like I am, please follow me, and we'll do this all together. Like I said, we have experts that have subscribed to my channel, and I do appreciate them, and they are letting me know on you know, suggestions and ways to do this that'll give us some great ideas. All right, see you in the next video. Bye.